Keeping our past safe for the future is the idea behind one of Wiltshire's most impressive new buildings, the Wiltshire and Swindon History Centre. This state-of-the-art building, shortlisted for a National Design Award, was built to house Wiltshire and Swindon's past, and that means everything from parish records and wills to precious historic artefacts. The centre was built through a partnership of Wiltshire County Council and Swindon Borough Council, and was designed with you in mind. It's easy to get to, well signposted as you come into the town, and just a short walk from the railway station. There's lots of free parking, great facilities, and even picnic tables outside for al fresco eating. This centre's proving popular. It clocked up more than 10,000 visitors in its first 6 months, all keen to explore their family trees, research the histories of their homes, and to learn more about local history. There are first-class facilities for family historians here, light, roomy reading rooms, internet facilities that include access to a range of specialist family history research programmes, and an education room for schools that can also be used by groups and for lectures and demonstrations. And well-informed staff that are always on hand to help.
Well, over 2/3 of our visitors here are here to do family history. There's been an enormous growth in this subject in the last few years, mainly through the use of the internet, where you can find out sort of things like census records, and also TV programs such as Who Do You Think You Are and the House Detectives. Another major use of our records is for house history and also for local history. And the types of records we have are things like parish registers for baptisms, marriages and burials. There's church wardens' accounts of the poor of the village. There's also school records which can be used, and also old maps of the areas which can be fascinating.
The centre has a staggering 7 miles of shelving, holding documents spanning almost 7 centuries. It also holds microfilms, journals, building records, books, archaeological records and conservation reports. It also houses an impressive collection of books on Wiltshire, along with the archives of the National Trust. There are also around 70,000 historic photographs, some of which are on glass plates and all kept in special temperature-controlled storage areas to protect them from deterioration. And if you want to know how we got from A to B 100 years ago, the centre has more than 3,000 maps featuring the development of the canals, the railways and the toll roads. Keeping our history safe for future generations is the key role of the centre and its staff. And behind the scenes is a network of high-tech storage facilities and conservation laboratories.
Here at the Wiltshire and Swindon History Centre, we preserve all the archives of Wiltshire and Swindon. It's a lot of archives, 28,000 boxes, 3,000 maps, and they're protected to British Standard 5454. This involves 8-inch thick concrete walls and 4-hour steel fire doors. That should keep fires out, but if fires do start inside, we've got a full gas fire suppression system and air conditioning to make certain that these important records are at the right temperature and humidity. Our very earliest archive goes all the way back to Norman times, when an abbey, the local abbey, only 4 miles away from the History Centre, was receiving tracts of land from the Norman kings. And one of those was signed off by Richard I as he went to the Crusades. He in fact stamped the seal in Sicily as he voyaged to the Holy Lands.
Historic artefacts like documents and records can come from a variety of sources. Some find their way here after being stored in attics or sheds, and are sometimes not in the best of conditions. Conservation of these maps and documents is another important part of the behind-the-scenes work.
This is the archive conservation section. We have archives coming to us from all around the county in various sort of conditions. It's of paramount importance that the actual archival material is stored in good conditions. A lot of problems have been caused in the past where items have been kept in cellars and attics. And over a period of time, they do tend to get wet. You get a mold growth forming on them. We have an example here of a bundle of ordination papers that came in from the Diocese of Salisbury, which was actually stored in a cellar and water has actually got onto the document, and a combination of the dampness and the warmth of in the cellar, a mold growth actually formed on the paper, and it gradually breaks down the structure. It's got incredibly frail, but even in that sort of condition, we can get it back into a reasonable state. You see how important storage is. In contrast, that actual bundle is 18th century, where I have an example here, which is a parchment document, again from Salisbury, which is actually dated from the 12th century. We deal with a variety of materials. We do bookbinding, photographic conservation, which I have an example, mat repair, which we do on the wallboard behind me here.
The History Centre is not just open for research, it also now hosts a series of specialist lectures and courses. To find out more about this and opening times, please call 01249 705500 or visit www.wiltshire.gov.uk.